Hi, I'm Isabel, single mom to my amazing 8-year-old Lily. I work as a paralegal downtown, which gives me the flexibility I need for school pickups since my ex-husband Mark and I split 3 years ago. We have a standard custody arrangement, weekends with him, weekdays with me. Things were manageable until Mark married Trevor last year. That's when the problems started. I don't like when Trevor babysits me, Mommy. She ignores me when I ask for snacks. I mentioned it to Mark, who dismissed it. She's adjusting to being a step-parent. Cut her some slack. Today changed everything. During a heavy January snowstorm, I texted Mark I'd be 15 minutes late picking up Lily. When I arrived, the house was dark. No response to my knocking. That's when I heard whimpering from the backyard. There was Lily, huddled against the house, no coat, shivering violently. Her lips were blue. "What the hell? Lily, baby, what are you doing out here?" Trevor said I was too loud playing. It said I needed to cool down. I've never felt such rage. I carried Lily to my car, cranked the heat, and wrapped her in my coat. "How long have you been out there?" Don't know. The sun was still up. It had been dark for at least an hour. I drove to their front door and honked until Trevor appeared, looking annoyed. "What's your problem?" "You left my daughter outside in a snowstorm." Mark appeared behind her. "What are you talking about?" "Lily's in her room." "No, she's in my car, half frozen because your wife locked her outside." Trevor rolled her eyes. "She was throwing a tantrum. I told her to go outside and calm down. Not my fault she didn't come back in." "She's 8. It's 20 degrees and snowing." Mark looked concerned. "Is she okay?" "No, her lips are blue. I'm taking her to the hospital. Drama queen. Kids play in the snow all the time." "Without a coat? For over an hour? As punishment?" Mark touched Trevor's arm. "Maybe you should have checked on her." "Maybe you should have checked on your own kid. I should call the police right now." Mark's face hardened. "Don't threaten us. It was an accident." "This wasn't an accident. This was negligence." Back in the car, Lily looked at me with those big eyes. "Am I in trouble, Mommy?" "No, baby. You didn't do anything wrong. But things are going to change. I promise you that." I drove toward the hospital, already planning my next move. This wasn't over. The emergency room nurse rushed us through when she saw Lily's blue lips. They wrapped her in warming blankets while the doctor examined her. Early stages of hypothermia. How long was she exposed? At least an hour. Her stepfather left her outside as punishment. I'm required to document this. Child Protective Services might need to be involved. Document everything. I want a paper trail. While Lily warmed up, I called my friend Elena, a family attorney. "He did what?" "I'm coming right over." 30 minutes later, Elena arrived with her legal pad. "This is serious, Isabel. We need to file for emergency custody modification." "Can we?" "Mark will claim it was just a mistake. A mistake that could have killed her. This is child endangerment." The doctor returned with paperwork. "We're keeping her overnight for observation. The attending physician has documented everything." Later, I sat beside Lily's bed, holding her hand. "Hey, sweetie. Feeling warmer?" "Yeah." "Is Daddy mad at me?" "No, baby." "Can you tell me if Trevor has done things like this before?" She looked down. "Sometimes when Daddy's at work, Trevor gets mad. She made me stand in the corner for 3 hours once because I spilled juice." "What else, honey?" "Last weekend, she said I couldn't have dinner because I didn't clean my room good enough, and she locks the bathroom door at night." "Does Daddy know?" I told him about dinner. He said Trevor was teaching me sponsibility. My phone buzzed with a text from Mark's sister Sandra. "Need to talk about Trevor. Not the first time. Call me." I stepped into the hallway. "Isabel? Thank God. Is Lily okay?" "She will be. What do you mean not the first time?" "Trevor's ex had a kid too. There was a restraining order. Mark doesn't know, I know." "Are you serious? Where can I find this information?" "County records. Fairview. I've seen how Trevor treats her when Mark isn't looking." "Would you put that in writing?" "For Lily? Absolutely." The next morning, I took Lily to my mom's house, then headed to the courthouse. Sure enough, Trevor had a restraining order from 3 years ago. Her ex's son claimed Trevor had locked him in a closet for making noise. I made copies of everything, then started a file at home. Medical records, court documents, witness list. I opened my laptop and logged every incident Lily had mentioned. My phone rang. It was Mark. "Where's Lily? You can't keep her from me. After what happened, watch me. It was a misunderstanding. Trevor feels terrible. Save it for the judge. Your wife endangered our daughter." "What are you talking about?" "Ask her about the restraining order from her ex." Silence. Then, "You're making that up." "Check Fairview County records. This ends now, Mark. I've got documentation, witnesses, and I'm filing for emergency custody tomorrow." The courthouse steps felt steep as I climbed them with my evidence folder. Elena met me at the top with coffee. "Ready to file the emergency petition?" "More than ready. I barely slept thinking about what could have happened." After 2 hours of paperwork, the clerk handed me a hearing date card. 2 weeks from today, 9 a.m., Judge Watkins. My phone lit up with texts from Mark. "We need to talk. In person. Now." I met him at a coffee shop. His eyes were bloodshot. "You really filed? Without talking to me first? Like you talked to me before letting your wife abuse our daughter? That's not fair. I didn't know." "Exactly. You weren't paying attention. Or you chose not to see it." He slammed his hand down. "It was one mistake." "Was it? What about forced standing in corners for hours, or denying her dinner, or locking the bathroom at night?" His face paled. "She told you that?" "And Sandra confirmed it. She's seen how Trevor treats Lily when you're not around." "My own sister went behind my back?" "Someone had to protect Lily." Mark deflated. "Look, we can work this out. I'll make sure Trevor is never alone with her." "Too late. I've already scheduled a meeting with the court counselor." 2 days later, Dr. Rodriguez reviewed my documentation while gently questioning Lily. "I'll be recommending supervised visitation only until a full evaluation can be completed." "Thank you. That's all I wanted to keep her safe." The next day, I looked up to find Trevor in my office doorway. "You think you're so smart, don't you?" I reached for my phone. "You need to leave, now. You're ruining everything with your lies. Mark and I had a good thing going. Your good thing nearly killed my daughter. It was a mistake. The kid was being a brat. She's 8 years old. And she needs discipline. Something you clearly don't provide." My boss, James, appeared behind Trevor. "Is there a problem here?" "This woman was just leaving." "Actually, she was causing a disturbance. I've already called security." Trevor's face twisted. "You'll regret this. Mark will never let you take his daughter away. She's my daughter too, and I'll do whatever it takes to protect her." After security escorted her out, James closed my door. "Take whatever time you need, and I'll be a witness. That woman just threatened you on company property." The day before the hearing, Mark texted me. "Can we talk? Just us. Please." "Nothing to discuss. See you in court." Trevor moved out. I told her to leave after I verified the restraining order. "Please, Isabel. I messed up. Bad." I stared at my phone, conflicted. Too little, too late. This isn't about you anymore. It's about Lily. That night, I laid out my court clothes and rehearsed what I would say. Tomorrow would change everything. The courtroom felt colder than expected. Elena and I sat at one table, Mark and his attorney at another. Trevor wasn't there. "Where's your client's spouse?" Judge Watkins asked. "She's not a party to these proceedings, Your Honor." "She most certainly is relevant," Elena countered. "And we've subpoenaed her." The doors swung open, and Trevor strutted in. She whispered something to Mark, who visibly flinched. Judge Watkins wasted no time. "Let's begin with the January 12th incident." I took the stand and recounted finding Lily in the snow. "And the medical diagnosis?" "Early stage hypothermia. The doctor said if she'd been out there another hour." I couldn't finish the sentence. Dr. Rodriguez testified next about her evaluation of Lily. "The child shows signs of psychological distress consistent with emotional abuse and neglect." Mark's attorney tried to discredit her. Isn't it possible a child of divorce might display similar symptoms? Not with the specific fear response I observed when discussing her stepmother. Sandra testified about what she'd witnessed. I saw Trevor grab Lily's arm so hard it left marks when she accidentally knocked over her coffee. Did you report this? I told my brother. He said I was overreacting. Then came the bombshell Trevor's previous restraining order. And you neglected to mention this history? Judge Watkins asked her. That was a misunderstanding. Just like leaving an 8-year-old in freezing temperatures was a misunderstanding? My boss, James, testified about Trevor's workplace intimidation. When Mark took the stand, he looked defeated. I didn't know the extent of what was happening. As a father, isn't it your responsibility to know? Yes, I failed my daughter, Judge Watkins ruled quickly. I'm granting the emergency custody modification. Isabel will have full custody. Mark will have supervised visitation pending completion of parenting classes and therapy. She turned to Trevor. I'm referring this case to the district attorney for possible charges of child endangerment. Outside, Mark approached me. I'm so sorry, I should have listened. Yeah, you should have. Can I still see her? Follow the judge's orders. That's a start. 6 months later, Lily and I moved to a new apartment. The nightmares had stopped, and she was laughing again. Mark completed his parenting classes and started therapy. We were rebuilding trust, one supervised visit at a time. Trevor pled guilty to misdemeanor child endangerment, losing her real estate license and reputation. One evening, while Lily was doing homework, she looked up. Mommy, remember when you found me in the snow? Yes, baby. You weren't scared of anybody. Not even Trevor. I was terrified, actually. But you didn't act scared. You fought for me. That's what moms do. She nodded. When I grow up, I'm gonna be brave like you. In that moment, I realized finding my voice wasn't just about standing up to Mark and Trevor. It was about showing Lily what strength looks like, what boundaries look like, what love looks like. Sometimes the most important battles we fight aren't just for justice. They're for the lessons our children learn by watching us refuse to stay silent. What would you have done if you found out someone was hurting your child while your ex stood by and did nothing? Would you have given Mark another chance after he finally kicked Trevor out? Or was that too little too late? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed Isabel's journey of standing up for her daughter, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories about overcoming difficult relationships and finding your voice. New stories every week.